Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. You are listening to Pod Studio, your favorite place to practice English while hearing about things that matter in our daily lives. I am Alex, and as always, I am joined by my good friend Emma. How are you today, Emma?
Hi, Alex. I'm doing great. Thank you. I am really happy to be here at Pod Studio today. It is a beautiful morning, and I am ready for a good conversation. How about you?
I'm feeling good, but I have to be honest with you. I'm feeling a little bit tired. Not because I didn't sleep, but because my brain feels, well, it feels busy. I think it is because of my phone. I spent way too much time scrolling through social media this morning before I even got out of bed.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. It's like your brain starts the day running a race, right? That's actually perfect because today we are talking about exactly that. Our topic is how technology changed our attention. It's such an important thing to talk about because it affects how we work, how we learn English, and even how we talk to our friends.
Exactly. And for our listeners, this is a great topic because we use these words every day. We talk about focusing, getting distracted, and checking our notifications. It's useful vocabulary for real life. So if you're listening right now, just relax. You don't need a notebook or a pen. Just listen to us, enjoy the conversation, and let the English words enter your mind naturally.
That is the best way to learn. Just find a comfortable chair, maybe a cup of tea, and join us. We are going to dive deep into this. So, Alex, you mentioned your phone this morning. Do you feel like you can't pay attention to one thing for a long time anymore?
Yes, I really do feel that way. For example, last night I tried to watch a movie. It was a good movie, a drama that I really wanted to see, but every 10 minutes I found myself reaching for my phone. I wasn't even looking for anything specific. I just wanted to check it. I think my attention span is getting shorter. When I say attention span, I mean the amount of time I can focus on one thing before I get bored.
That's a great expression, attention span. And you are not alone. I read a study recently that said our attention spans are shorter than they were 20 years ago. It's because of notifications. You know, those little sounds or lights on your phone that tell you have a new message or a new like on a photo. They pull us away from what we are doing. They distract us.
Distract. That's a powerful word. When something distracts you, it takes your attention away from your main task. So if I'm reading a book and my phone rings, the phone is a distraction. It distracts me from my reading. It's so hard to stay on track these days.
To stay on track, I like that. It means to stay focused on what you plan to do, like a train stays on the tracks. If the train leaves the tracks, it's in trouble. My biggest problem is multitasking. I used to think I was great at it. I would write an email, listen to music, and have a chat window open all at the same time. But now I realize I wasn't doing any of those things well.
I think many people make that mistake. We think we're being productive. Productive means we're getting a lot of work done. But really, we're just switching our brain back and forth very fast. It's exhausting. I notice this when I try to learn a new language. If I have my computer open and 5 different tabs in my browser, I learn nothing. I just look at the pictures.
That is so true. Tabs are those different windows we have open on the internet. I'm a tab monster. I have 20 tabs open right now. I think the internet has changed the way we read. We don't read from top to bottom anymore. We scan. That means we just look for the important words and skip the rest.
Scan. Yes, I do that too. I scan the news headlines, but I don't read the articles. It makes me feel like I know what's happening, but I don't really understand the details. It's a shallow way of learning. Shallow is the opposite of deep. My attention is shallow. It's just on the surface.
That's a beautiful way to describe it. Shallow attention. It's like swimming in a very small pool instead of the deep ocean. We need deep attention to learn English, for example. You can't learn a language just by scanning. You have to immerse yourself. Immerse means to go deep into something, like putting your whole body underwater.
I love that, to immerse yourself in English. But it's hard when the pings and beeps of technology are always calling us. I notice that even when I'm with my friends, we all have our phones on the table. Sometimes we stop talking to check a text message. It feels a bit sad, doesn't it?
It is very sad. It changes our social interactions. That just means how we act when we are with other people. If I'm talking to you, Alex, and you look at your phone, it feels like what I'm saying is not important. It feels like you're tuning me out. That's a funny phrase, to tune someone out. It means to stop listening to them, even if they're still talking.
Oh, I don't want to tune you out, Emma. You always have such interesting things to say. But you are right. We tune out the real world because the digital world is so loud and colorful. It is designed that way. The people who make apps want us to stay on them for a long time. They use infinite scroll. You know, when you can keep moving your finger down and the content never ends.
Infinite scroll. That sounds like a horror movie. Infinite means it never, ever ends. No wonder we lose track of time. I have lost track of time so many times on video apps. I think I will watch one video for 2 minutes and suddenly an hour has passed. I feel like I have wasted my time.
Wasted time. That is time you can never get back. It is gone forever. I think we need to be more mindful. That is a word people use a lot now. To be mindful means to be aware of what you are doing in the present moment. Instead of just clicking and scrolling without thinking, we should ask ourselves, why am I doing this?
I agree, but it is a habit. A habit is something you do again and again, often without thinking about it. Checking my phone is a habit. It's like a reflex, like when a doctor hits your knee and your leg jumps. My phone vibrates and my hand jumps to grab it.
That is a perfect analogy. An analogy is when we compare two things to explain an idea. The doctor hitting your knee is a great way to describe how we react to phones. So, how do we break this habit? How do we reclaim our attention? To reclaim means to take something back that was yours.
I have started doing something called digital detox. A detox is usually when you eat very healthy food to clean your body, but a digital detox is when you stay away from screens for a while. For me, it means no phone for 2 hours before bed.
2 hours? That sounds like a long time. What do you do instead? Don't you get bored?
At first, yes, I felt very restless. Restless means you can't sit still. You feel like you need to be doing something. I kept reaching for my phone on the nightstand, but it wasn't there. I put it in the kitchen. But after a few days, the restlessness went away. I started reading a physical book, a real book with paper pages.
A physical book. I remember those. There are no links to click, no notifications, and no battery that dies. Just paper and ink. Did you find it easier to focus after a few days?
Much easier. My brain fog started to clear. Brain fog is when you feel confused or like your thinking is slow and cloudy. Because I wasn't looking at a bright screen with 1,000 different pieces of information, my mind felt calm. I could follow the story of the book much better.
That is amazing. I think information overload is a real problem. Overload is when you have too much of something. If you put too many clothes in a suitcase, it is an overload. Our brains have an information overload every day. We see thousands of images and words. No wonder we can't pay attention to one thing.
Exactly. And for English learners, this is very important. If you try to learn 100 new words in one day, that is an overload. You won't remember them. It's better to focus on a few things and really understand them. Quality is better than quantity.
Quality over quantity. I like that. It means it is better to have a small amount of something very good than a large amount of something not so good. So if a learner listens to this podcast on PodStudio and really understands 5 new expressions, that is better than listening to 10 podcasts while doing the dishes and not remembering anything.
I agree, though I do think listening while doing the dishes is okay too. That is passive listening. It's helpful, but active listening is where the real magic happens. Active means you are participating, you are thinking about the words, you are trying to repeat the sounds.
Right, but active anything is hard today because our attention is so fragmented. Fragmented means broken into small pieces, like a mirror that fell on the floor. Our day is fragmented by emails, texts, work, and social media. We have 10 minutes of focus here, 5 minutes there. It's hard to build something big with small pieces.
That is a great word, fragmented. My day often feels like a puzzle with missing pieces. I have started using time blocking to help with this. I block out 1 hour where I turn off my internet. I tell myself, Emma, for this 1 hour, you are only going to write. It was very hard at first. I felt anxious.
Anxious means worried or nervous. Why were you anxious? Were you afraid you would miss something important?
Yes, it's called FOMO. Have you heard of that? It stands for fear of missing out. I was afraid that someone would send an important message or something exciting would happen online and I wouldn't know. But after an hour, I realized nothing happened. The world was exactly the same as I left it.
Yes, the world doesn't stop because we put our phones down. FOMO is a very modern feeling. Technology makes us feel like we must be connected 24 hours a day, but being connected to the internet often means we are disconnected from ourselves and the people right in front of us.
Connected and disconnected, those are opposites. It is a paradox. A paradox is a situation that seems strange because it involves two opposite facts. The paradox of technology is that it brings us closer to people far away, but it moves us further away from people who are sitting next to us.
That is very deep, Emma. You were getting philosophical today. But it is true. I see families at restaurants and everyone is looking at a screen. They are not engaging with each other. To engage means to participate or to be involved in a conversation.
We need to practice deep work. There's a famous book about this. Deep work is when you focus without any distractions on a task that is difficult for your brain. It is the only way to get better at a skill, like playing the piano or speaking English fluently.
Fluently. Every English learner wants to speak fluently. That means speaking smoothly and easily. But you're right. You can't get there with shallow work. You need to put in the time. And technology makes that harder because it offers us instant gratification.
Instant gratification. That is a big phrase. Let's explain that. Instant means right now, immediately. Gratification means a feeling of pleasure or being happy. So instant gratification is when you get what you want right away, like when you post a photo and immediately get likes. It feels good for a second.
Right, but learning a language is the opposite. It is delayed gratification. You work hard now, and you see the results in 6 months or a year. Our brains are becoming wired for the fast stuff. Wired means how our brain is connected or organized. We are training our brains to be impatient.
Impatience is the enemy of learning. I have noticed that if a video takes more than 3 seconds to load, I get annoyed. I think, come on, why is this so slow? 20 years ago, we waited minutes for a picture to show up on the screen.
I remember that. You could go and make a sandwich while a photo was loading. We were more patient then. Maybe technology hasn't just changed our attention, it has changed our personality. We are more rushed, we are always in a hurry.
In a hurry, yes, even when we don't have to be. I catch myself walking fast for no reason. I think we need to slow down. Some people call this the slow movement. It is the idea that doing things slowly and carefully is better for our mental health.
I like that. Slow English is what we do here at Pod Studio sometimes. We speak clearly so people can follow. We don't want to rush, we want the listeners to absorb the language. To absorb is like a sponge taking in water. You can't rush a sponge. It needs time.
What a great image. We are all little sponges, but if the water is moving too fast, the sponge stays dry. So, for our listeners, if you feel like you are struggling to pay attention to your English studies, don't be too hard on yourself. It is not just you. It is the way the world is designed right now.
That is a very kind thing to say, Emma. We shouldn't feel guilty. Guilt is that bad feeling you get when you think you have done something wrong. It is not your fault that your phone is addictive. Addictive means it is very hard to stop using it, like sugar or coffee.
Exactly. The apps are designed by experts to keep our attention, so we have to be intentional. That means we have to have a plan. For example, when I study English, I put my phone in a different room. If I don't see it, I don't think about it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind. That is a classic English idiom. It means if you don't see something, you will forget about it. It works for phones, and it works for chocolate, too. If the chocolate is in the cupboard and I can't see it, I won't eat it.
Exactly. So maybe we can give some advice to our listeners. If you want to improve your attention, try to find flow. Have you heard of flow state, Alex?
Yes, it is a wonderful feeling. Flow is when you are so focused on what you are doing that you forget about time. You forget about your phone. You are just in the zone. Athletes talk about this a lot, but you can find flow in anything. In gardening, in cooking, or even in a good English conversation.
I find flow when I'm painting. I look at the clock and it's 2 p.m. I look again and it's 5 p.m. I feel so refreshed after that. It's the opposite of the tired feeling you get after scrolling on your phone. Even though painting is work, it gives me energy. Scrolling drains my energy.
Drains, like water going down a hole. That is a perfect description. So, to reclaim our attention, we need to find things that give us energy and help us reach that flow state. And we need to set boundaries with our technology.
Set boundaries. That means to make rules for yourself, like saying, I will not check my email after 7 p.m., or I will not use my phone at the dinner table. It's about being the boss of your technology instead of the technology being the boss of you.
I love that. Be the boss of your phone. My phone is a very small boss, but it is very loud. I think I need to fire my boss for a few hours every day.
Yes, give your phone a holiday. It needs a break too. But seriously, I think our attention is the most valuable thing we have. Where we put our attention is where we put our life. If we spend our attention on junk content, our lives feel a bit like junk. If we spend it on learning, on friends, and on nature, our lives feel rich.
Rich, not just about money, but rich in experience. This has been such a good talk, Emma. It makes me want to put my phone away as soon as we finish this recording. I want to go for a walk and just look at the trees. No music, no podcasts. Sorry, Pod Studio. Just the sounds of the birds.
I think that's a great idea. Even we need a break from the studio sometimes. It helps us come back with more energy for the next episode.
You're right. Before we go, let's just think about what we talked about. We talked about how technology makes our attention span shorter. We talked about distractions like notifications. We talked about being mindful instead of just scanning information.
And we talked about deep work versus shallow work and the importance of setting boundaries. I hope these words were helpful for everyone listening. These are words you can use when you talk to your friends about your day or your work.
Definitely. And remember, learning English is a journey. It's okay to go slow. It's okay if you got distracted for a moment while listening to us. Just come back and keep going. You are doing a great job.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much for spending your time and your attention with us today. We know your attention is valuable, and we're happy you chose to spend it here at Pod Studio.
Well said, Emma. It was a pleasure talking to you today. I feel more focused already just by talking about it.
Me too. It's like a reminder for my own brain. So, are you going for that walk now?
I am. I'm going to leave my phone right here on the table. It can stay here and have a little sleep.
Have a great walk, Alex, and thank you to everyone for listening. We will be back soon with more conversations and more English practice for you.
Goodbye, everyone. Stay focused and have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye. See you next time.